What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be breaking down the 3 best routes that Cooper Kupp has ever ran. We're going to be taking a look at these 3 specific situations. It's going to walk you through it, break it down, what makes him such a special route runner and what gives him such a high football IQ. Okay, so I hope this video helps you guys out. Let's get started. So first route we're going to be talking about here is a 10-yard out of this bunch formation right here that the Rams like to use a lot with this DB who's right in front of him, who wants to get physical, who wants to get hands, and we cannot get knocked off and we cannot get jammed because we could screw up the spacing and the timing because we are in this stack formation. So let's watch what Kupp does. So he works him off the line. This is kind of like almost like, I would consider this like an icky shuffle release, like a triple step release, but we'll play at full speed. So he attacks him off that line, able to work back up vertical and break him off right on this out route. Now, this probably has a little bit to do with that DB slipping, but again, great principles of restacking and working the DB off the platform. So when we got to press DB and we're in this stack formation like this, I cannot let him get hands and I cannot let him reroute me into this other receiver, right? It's important that Kupp works him off of the platform to clear out for this receiver, or I believe this is Higbee right here, to be able to create some separation. So when we operate to move this DB, to get him to not stay square and get hands and screw up my route, I have to operate outside of his frame. Cooper Kupp is very talented at that off the line of scrimmage. He's able to work here. When you guys are doing press releases, you want to think of a DB like it's driving. A press DB, it's like a driving situation. You got the middle lane, which is where the DB's in. Your route is going to take you to the far left lane, and then you want to move him to the far right lane. So to move him to this lane, a disciplined DB who's going to be watching your hips, you actually have to get off of your platform to operate. So that's exactly what Kupp does. He takes this triple step release to the outside. Hips and shoulders are committed to the outside. He's actually stepping to the outside, and look what that does to the DB. That's what gets him off the platform. Now, there are a couple different things that you could do right here. When I'm running this out route and I get this outside release, it's very important that we don't round off into the break, right? It's very important that when I work this DB off the platform, I don't take the separation for granted and I just kind of round into it, because that doesn't keep good timing with my quarterback. I have to make sure that I'm tight to this restack angle. Now, one of 2 things could happen. Either this DB could play it well and get right into my hip, or he doesn't necessarily play it so well, I could restack, give him a move at the top, and break on this out route. Now, this DB's like playing it pretty decent. He's right into his hip. He's running stride for stride with him, so I could either try to combat the hands at the top of the break or give him a little lean with my head or with like my shoulders and my hip. And when you give him that little lean, when you break this thing off, usually that gets some separation. That's like a way of pushing off without extending the arm and getting a flag for it. And Cooper Kupp decides to, kind of combat the hands. You're always as a wide receiver, you see him do this a lot. You are fighting the hands constantly throughout the route. You want to pretend like the DB has crap underneath his fingernails, and you don't want to let him touch you, because when I could get separation at the top of the break, and I did my job, kept a lot of space, stayed on that restack angle, and the quarterback has a lot of space to lead me, that's separation even if this guy doesn't trip. So that is a great route there from Cooper Kupp. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job working him off the platform, working outside of his frame, being tight to that restack angle, and then running this route right off. Okay, so now this second route is going to be an out route versus an outside shade DB. But before we get into this route, fellas, I want to talk to you guys about a great opportunity we are having on our website. We are offering a 4-week-long ultimate wide receiver training schedule. So what you'll get access to is a 4-week-long wide receiver on-field workout schedule with all the specific route running drills, press release drills, catching drills that wide receivers need to do to improve their skills. And you will also get access to a combined plan with a 28-day, 4-week-long wide receiver gym workout plan with all the exercises in the gym that wide receivers need to do to get bigger, to get stronger, but also maintain that speed and explosiveness to help their on-field performance. Every single drill, every single exercise is broken down to sets, repetitions, put into workout splits, completely made for you. So if you guys want an ultimate wide receiver workout schedule for this offseason, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get back to this video. So now we got an out route versus an outside shade DB, right? Maybe this is like cover 3, maybe this is like off man outside shade, but think about why would a DB ever be playing you off man outside shade? So let's watch thing full speed and then we'll break it down. So he does a great job of using this triple rocker step move at the top. Now a disciplined DB, this is going to work great against, right? Or a smart DB, I should say, because now here's the thought process off the line. He's outside shade, right? A lot of people think that anytime that you have any form of off man coverage, any form of zone man coverage, you have to attack a DB's leverage. You have to try to square him up, as they say, or you have to stem him. But here's the problem. That DB's outside shade for a reason, because he's trying to stop the outside breaking route. You will see this a lot as a wide receiver when they cut your split down, right? You see how tight he is to the formation here. When you cut your split down, a smart DB is going to be thinking, okay, they're cutting his split down because he's trying to run a corner, he's trying to run an out route, he's trying to do something to the sideline, so I'm going to sit to the outside to make it difficult for him. right? And he's going to do whatever he can to not let you get that free outside release, right? So if you attack his leverage, what's he going to do? He's just going to widen. You're going to end up breaking that thing off with about 2 yards from the sideline, and that's an impossible throw for that quarterback. So you want to attack the inside shoulder. So that's why Kupp decides to go with this move. He's coming out fast, and we want to sell with this triple rocker step. It's like he's going to be breaking, it's going to be 3 separate cuts at the top. He's going to be going left, right, then left, and breaking off of this left foot and breaking to the out. We want to sell like I'm doing a rocker step, a single rocker step post. So that's what we have to make my upper body look like, and that's what I have to make my feet look like in this case. So what he does, he goes 1, 2, 3. And you see how when he goes to that third step, his shoulders and his hips are committed. He's stepping kind of out, not outside of his frame, but outside the DB's frame to sell this thing. Because what's he supposed to be watching? Hips. So my upper body has to sell the movement, and that's what will get him to commit to that post. Now, like I said, a smart DB, this will work against, because DBs expect that rocker step, right? Where you just do that 2-step break. But they never expect the 3-step break. They never expect the left, right, left. They only expect the left, right, and then you run the post. Or they only expect the right, then left, and you run the out. So a disciplined DB who knows that, who's kind of expecting that type of a move from you, that's why you should have this triple rocker step in your tool belt of things that you could use at the top of the route. So that's a great example of what to do there. Another thing that could work if you're running a 10-yard out versus off coverage, outside shade, is you just attack the inside shoulder as hard as you can. You get that DB to flip his hips, you get him to commit to the fade, and then you slip under. This is a great way to do it if that DB backpedals or if he is deeper than what your depth actually is on the route. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Cooper Kupp attacking the inside shoulder, working that triple step rocker to get that DB to bail, and then making that nice catch on the sideline. Okay, so now this is a great route that he ran here against Tampa Bay Bucks. Corner route against an outside shade DB. So again, kind of the same thing that we talked about, but now it's press coverage rather than off-man coverage, but the same principles apply, right? So this, I feel, is probably one of his best routes of the year. So let's watch the thing full speed one more time. He does a great job at hitting him with a wide step release, taking the inside release, then hitting him with that single rocker step now at the top of this thing, okay? So now let's break this down. So why would he do this? Why is he getting this type of coverage? So you got an outside shade DB. Again, what does that probably mean? He's probably expecting an outside breaking route because you're from the slot. Now, in that last case, what I failed to mention, and what I'm going to mention in this one, is that he's outside shade because he's trying to force him to his help. He probably has safety help over the middle, so he's okay with Cooper Kupp running a post right here because he's got help over towards the middle. So as a wide receiver, I need to understand that. I need to understand that, okay, maybe I want to try to threaten him to where he's got that safety help. Maybe he'll get a little bit over anxious at the top of the route, but off the line, because it's an outside breaking route, you do not have to take an outside release always. If that DB's outside shade, he will not give you the outside release. If you try to force the outside release, he's going to get hands into you and reroute you into these other defender or this other receiver, and maybe put you in a position where a corner could cover both guys, and that screws up the read for the quarterback. So I need to take what he gives me, and that is the inside release. So he hits him with something we call a wide step release. A wide step release is where you step with your outside foot, or the foot that's back, and you step outside that DB's frame, trying to hold him to the leverage. And now when he takes the inside release, you see how he tries to get back onto that line, if you will. He tries to restack the DB. So very similar to what we were talking about with that out route, one of two things could happen now. Either this DB plays it well and he's hip to hip, and what would we do? We'd throw by, or he's going to let me restack, which is exactly what he does to Kupp here. And Kupp does a great job of keeping a good pad level, dipping that inside shoulder, staying low so he can actually restack over the top. And now we hit him with this rocker step. We go 1, 2, and you see how he sells with that upper half at the top of the break. Shoulders and hips are both going. He does not force the outside release because now he's got plenty of space to the sideline where Stafford can throw him open and actually lead him, or maybe throw him away from a safety who's over the top or what have you. So that's a great job there by Cooper Kupp running that corner route versus an outside shade press coverage DB. It's one of the best routes that he's ran this year. That's why he's such a great route runner, fellas. It's not scheme. It's not that he's faster than everybody else. The guy ran a 4.6 40-yard dash. There are plenty of guys on the field much faster than him or just as fast as him, right? It's the route running that gets you open. It's the IQ to understand the different situations and understand what's going to work against a specific look. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job stepping wide. Great job working to restack, hitting that rocker step, and then creating separation on that corner route. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback from you guys. It's always great to hear from you guys as well. And again, fellas, if you would like a 4-week-long wide receiver training schedule for the gym and the field, everything wide receivers need to do this offseason, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.